Hello, one and all. This is PokeFoff here, coming at you with a couple Wi-Fi battles. See, what happened was I did a live commentary and it didn't work out. I forgot to record my mic, so we're just gonna do it in post, double speed. Also, I apologize for the webcam quality, but I don't know how to do Windows Movie Maker post commentary with a microphone. I can only do it with the webcam, but I hope you can still appreciate my commentary. And I start here by showing off my team. This is my standard specially defensive Heatran. I use it to scale up Stealth Rocks and to Toxic Stall. It's very effective at doing that. Next up we have the Funzy. Very silly set that no one should use, but you will hopefully enjoy this session. That is Bulky Breloom with Bulk Up, Seed Bomb, Drain Punch, and Spore. If you want to go a little bit more offensive with this set, you could run Mach Punch, but I think Spore is actually pretty helpful. Next Pokemon we have here is just kind of standard Calm and Clefable, max defense with Hidden Power Ground for steel types like Excadrill and Heatran. I haven't seen much use out of it yet, but I haven't actually used this set that much. And then the next Pokemon, if we could go on please, is a Choice Scarf Greninja, which I have seen a little bit of late and I want to try out myself. It's mainly there just to outspeed things that start setting up on you. For example, Mega Salamence, even though this is not Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire Showdown session, I'm actually just doing OU. But, you know, if something sets up on you, you got a really fast Greninja to take care of it. Also, it outspeeds other Scarfers that could outspeed Greninja. So it's kind of really meta. But, I don't know, you could just use Gengar, but, you know, water types are water types. Not to mention Ice Beam's really powerful. And then we just have kind of standard Latias. It's pretty good, you know. Healing Wish has become pretty popular lately with a method of bringing a Pokemon back to life just because of how offensively rushed the metagame has become. And then last but not least, good old Butt Clipper. I don't think I've uploaded any battles with Butt Clipper yet. The Fling offensive Gliscor, but you guys are hopefully going to like those battles in the future. Alright, so here we got the first battle, and as you can tell, my opponent has a really weird team. 3 potential Megas, in which 2 of them should never be on the same team anyway. Charizard and Manectric, only one of them should be Mega, and the other one should be in NU. Real talk. No, I'm kidding. I really like Manectric, honestly. Just as regular Manectric. But here, I believe I lead off with the Greninja, just to lead with something fast. I didn't really know what to lead with. As my opponent leads off with the Breloom, I didn't really want to take a Spore, didn't want to take a Bullet Seed, didn't want to take a Mach Punch, so I go out to my own Breloom. This is Bulky Breloom, who can take on regular Breloom pretty well as I get off my Toxic Orb. Also, a fun fact about this team, it uses every Poison Heal Pokemon in the game. I thought that was pretty cool. So I just go for a safe Drain Punch on the Breloom, and now Charizard comes in. Is it the Mega? Is it not? I don't know. We'll find out. As I just go straight up to Heatran because it's the best. Charizard killer, but my opponent makes a great play, goes out to Garchomp in order to counter my Heatran, and then he double switches again into Manectric, and I thought that was a little questionable because I don't see in what way, shape, or form Manectric can hurt Heatran, let alone something that would want to like switch on Garchomp into, maybe Clefable, as I did, but I don't think Manectric can really take on Clefable that well. But anyway, so I just want to get back into Heatran again, but I want to do it as safe as possible. So I go out to Gliscor and to 1, get my Toxic Orb, and 2, be immune to Volt Switch, and then I go out to Heatran afterwards to take a Hidden Power Ice. And now we're good and clear, and I can get up my Stealth Rocks as my opponent Volt Switches out to the Garchomp. Alright, so got my rocks, good. So I don't want to stay up on Garchomp, obviously. We don't know if it's the Mega or not, is it? I don't know. We also don't know if Manectric's the Mega. I don't know who the Mega is. But I go out to, I believe, I think I go to Gliscor, because Gliscor's got some pretty good natural bulk. As I can take a hit, except for he's got Sword Stance. And that scared me a bit, so my only real form of status in this match is the Toxic. So I fling off my Toxic Orb onto the Garchomp. As it gets up another Sword Stance, and then Mega Evolves in my face, goes for the Dragon Claw. I was freaking out here, but I predicted Earthquake, and I went out to my Latias, but my opponent has Iron Head, and that clean takes out Latias. So Latias didn't do anything this battle except for be stupid death fodder. Now it's kind of a shame. Also, respect. Purple Garchomp, just want to throw it out there real quick. Respect. Oh geez, I forgot. This happens a couple times throughout the matches. I go into Smogon's damage calculator to see how well I'll do on some moves, how well I'll take them. And I believe here I'm calculating whether or not Greninja's Hydro Pump can take down bulky Swords Dance Garchomp, as I thought that's what my opponent's running, but more logically it's probably just max speed, not max HP. I go for Hydro Pump anyway and I take out the Charizard. My opponent was probably just scouting for what move I was locked into here. Now based on my opponent switching to Hydreigon, he probably didn't think I was Scarfed or something. So I think this Hydreigon is Scarfed, that's why I know that's probably fine to go out to Heatran, as my opponent probably wouldn't want to go for Earth Power against me. Maybe Zero Power, but that's a little weird. Now I just go for Lava Plume here for damage. Mega Garchomp comes back in here, I can easily just protect and sell it as Toxic, but I believe instead I actually go out to Gliscor just in case it wants to go for a Swords Dance, as it does that. And also, Gliscor at max speed is faster than Mega Garchomp at max speed, so I can take it out with an Acrobatics. And Bug Clipper got a kill. Good job, Bug Clipper. As now my opponent goes out to Mega Manectric. I wish. But no, he picked Mega Garchomp. Goes out to regular Manectric, makes a good play, goes for the Thunderbolt, predicting my Heatran to come in. Oh, also we knew that Manectric wasn't the Mega set of Life Orb, but whatever. I wonder what item was on the Charizard. Maybe he has the 2 Mega Stones. Huh, that'd be weird. Anyway, Lava Plume clean takes out Manectric because it's pretty frail. Well, it's a good Pokemon, pretty frail. As now my opponent goes out to Breloom. Guess who takes out Breloom pretty well? Gliscor. Just Mach Punch, whatever. I can easily go for an Acrobatics and take out my opponent's Breloom. And after this point, my opponent actually just concedes. Right? Oh, hold on, sorry. He concedes after this, I believe. Yep. Because he didn't think he had a chance of winning, so that'll be the game. And this funky team actually got a win. And we're just gonna go back to battle number 2. This team scared the snot out of me. Why? Just a whole bunch of threats and Rotom Wash. Like seriously, Mega Pinsir, one of the best Megas out in XY. Latios, stupid fast, also gets rid of hazards. Garchomp is Garchomp. Bisharp, you know, Mind Games, the Mind Game Pokemon, and Semi-Fairy Killer. Volcarona, 1 Quiver Dance and you're done. 2 Quiver Dances and you were done. 3 years ago, whatever. And, you know, Rotom's Rotom. But here, I make a really bad play. I lead off with Butt Clipper, and I go for Fling first turn without even getting the Toxic heal on myself. So, I'm just Itemus Gliscor hanging out with a Poison Garchomp. And I assumed it was Lead Chomp because he led with it. And I believe here I was debating what move he'd want to go for, because they have Stealth Rock, Dragon Claw, Earthquake, and Fire Blast. So I believe I go for the safe play here, and I go out to Clefable, because Clefable can take all of those hits. But we'll have to see what I do. I believe, though, I just go out to Clefable. Yeah, I go out to Clefable here, because Clefable can take any hit from Garchomp pretty well. As now my opponent, I believe, goes out to Bisharp, or I predicted him to go out to Bisharp. So I double into Heatran because take on that Pokemon pretty well. As my opponent goes out to Volcarona trying to take that on. As here, I believe I'm just free to go for a Toxic. As I actually got the Toxic on the Rotom Wash, and I thought that was pretty nice because Rotom Wash sucks a big egg. And he goes for Volt Switches, I'm able to get my Stealth Rocks, and he goes out back to his Garchomp, his Lead Chomp, I believe. And here, is this like the hilarious play? No, it's coming up. This part's good. Wait, no, not yet. Hold on. There's one part in this battle I just laughed because I was scared to death. But I guess I was just scouting here. See if it did have the Fire Blast, I suppose. And also I wanted some leftovers recovery. As, oh, here we're doing another damage calc. I wanted to see if Lead Chomp's Fire Blast would do significant damage to Gliscor, and also how much damage I could do to Garchomp. And it seemed that Earthquake, or Fire Blast, actually did a pretty significant amount of damage, probably a 2-hit KO or something. As honestly, Gliscor without bulk isn't too bulky, but I mean it can take a hit if it comes in, but switching in on a hit, it doesn't do too well. as I think I risk it here. No, he goes for Earthquake. He predicts me to just stay in. As here, I believe I predict the. This is it. I predict something else, not Fire Blast. Goes for Fire Blast, misses. I freak out a little bit. I'm like, oh geez, I should be a dead Breloom by now. As I predict another Fire Blast to occur, and I believe I am now safe to go into Clefable. I just thought that play was really funny. And he missed the 2 Fire Blasts, he gets pissed, and he actually concedes, right? He just concedes. Like, I thought that was a bit unnecessary. He totally had a chance. He had a Mega Pinsir, he had a Volcarona. He could have won, but he just concedes. And that's what bulky Breloom does. He makes you want to concede because you miss your Fire Blast. Anyway, going on to the third battle, we have here a really solid team, honestly. We got Mega Medicham, we got Excadrill, we got Latias, we got Smogon's Bird, Talonflame, we got Ferrothorn, we got Clefable. And that's just a really solid team, honestly. Though there isn't really a water type there, I always recommend you put a water type on your team, especially the Fire, Water, Grass core. But I guess the metagame's really evolved quite a bit, especially the fact that I'm using my designated water type as Greninja. But never mind. I just think it's weird to use Greninja as your designated water type. He's not really like a water type, let alone can he really take hits like a water type. But anyway, my opponent leads off with Medicham, I lead off with Gliscor. I predict he's going to go for Ice Punch, and I believe I do a damage calculation here, so we're going to see how much damage stock Ice Punch does to Gliscor. I thought maybe I could take it. I mean, I'm offensive Gliscor, but maybe, just maybe I can take it. And we'll see how much Acrobatics can do back to it after I fling off my Toxic Orb. And Ice Punch does over 150%. That's not worth staying in on. So I'm going to switch out to Clefable as my opponent goes for a move, and we're going to see it together, but we're going to have to wait a little bit. There we go. I go to Clefable, he Mega Evolves, goes for Fake Out, probably a smart play so we can get the speed boost that he oh so desires. As here, I think my opponent switches out. Yeah, I remember what happens here. I predict my opponent to either go out to Ferrothorn or Excadrill, so I go out to Breloom, and I get up my Toxic Orb, and now we're in for show. Now I predicted my opponent here. Here's like the big play. All right, I gotta know which turn my opponent's gonna go out to Talonflame to beat my Breloom, because Talonflame is annoying, and I gotta put to sleep a Spore. So I think my opponent is going to go to Talonflame straight off the bat. But actually, my opponent just stays in on my first Spore and goes for Stealth Rocks. So let's just wait for that to happen. There we go. Goes for Spore, Stealth Rock. Alright, so now I know he's staying in, so I'm just gonna go for Drain Punch to get off some good damage. My opponent predicts me to switch out. Goes with Thunder Wave, now he goes for Protect to get back some HP, and now here's the turn, I go for Spore a second time, boom, get the Talonflame on the switch, now it's asleep. I thought that was an awesome play, honestly. Sorry, that kind of went really fast actually, I guess my opponent was kind of thinking that I was doing something else. But now I do a damage calculation here to just see how much damage I, as a bulky Breloom, could do to a Talonflame. Not really that much. And also, fun fact, even at +2 defense, Brave Bird wipes the floor with me, but that's pretty obvious. So I just go out to Butt Clipper because 1, I want my Toxic Orb, and 2, I want to just, you know, fling, maybe even Swords Dance, take on this Talonflame. But guess what? My opponent times out, and I thought that was really sad, but that eventually happens. And that's actually the rest of my battles that I'm going to show. So, a kind of a short live session, but also not really a live session because it's just commentating over a video I've only watched like once, so it's like half live, half just what's it called, sloppy wording, and 3 battles. But I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of this Funsies team. I definitely love playing Pokemon in OU that really don't really fit in, like Sap Sipper, Azumarill, or even Bulky Azumarill. That's a weird set. You guys should try that one out. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys next time.